The story of Moses in the Bible offers several key life lessons. God uses the unlikely, like Moses, to accomplish great things, demonstrating his power in human weakness. Moses learned to trust God's guidance even when facing daunting challenges and to rely on his power for deliverance and provision. The story also emphasizes the importance of obedience, even when it's difficult, and the consequences of disobedience. Ultimately, Moses' life points to God's faithfulness and his ability to transform individuals and lead them to fulfill his purposes. Here's a more detailed look at the lessons. 1. God's power in human weakness. Moses, initially hesitant and self-described as slow of speech, was chosen by God to lead the Israelites out of slavery. This highlights that God often chooses those considered weak or inadequate by the world's standards to demonstrate his power and glory. Trusting God's guidance, Moses faced numerous challenges, including Pharaoh's resistance, the vast wilderness, and the murmuring of the Israelites. However, he learned to trust God's guidance, even when he didn't understand the situation, and to rely on God's provision and protection. 3. The importance of obedience. Moses' life illustrates the significance of obedience to God's commands. His one lapse in obedience, striking the rock instead of speaking to it as God instructed, prevented him from entering the Promised Land. This emphasizes the consequences of even seemingly minor acts of disobedience. 4. Forgiveness and second chances. Despite his mistakes, Moses experienced God's forgiveness and was given a second chance to lead the Israelites. This demonstrates God's grace and mercy even when we fall short. God's faithfulness. Moses' journey, from being adopted into the Egyptian royal family to leading his people out of slavery, showcases God's faithfulness in fulfilling his promises. God's presence and his promises are real, and he can be trusted. Intercession and prayer. Moses' prayers for the Israelites, even when they were disobedient, demonstrate the power of intercessory prayer and the importance of maintaining a relationship with God. In essence, the story of Moses, including his prayers, emphasizes that God is sovereign, powerful, and faithful. It encourages believers to trust in his plan, rely on his power, and seek him in prayer, regardless of the circumstances.
Voilà, tiens, merci beaucoup.
Happy weekend.